Hey there, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. A very wet period ahead. First couple of days or so of December haven't really all been that rainy, but we do expect the rain to start to really pick up, and it's going to be a pretty decent stretch of some moderate to heavier rain, especially once we head into the latter half of the weekend and into the start of next work week. Starting to get some latest information in, and it's looking like we could be looking at multiple inches of rain here in the lowlands and probably getting and closing in on a half foot of precipitation, not just snowfall, but precipitation for the mountains. Again, a pretty wet period ahead for us with some atmospheric river moisture heading our way. Did want to first start off with this, though. This is going to talk about the rain that we're expecting, as well as the possible flooding for some king tides that are going to be ahead for us as we head on into the latter part of the work week. That will be another thing that we're going to monitor here as we head over the next couple of days. Mountain snow, most of that near, if not above 5,000 or 6,000 feet. So not a good snow producer for the resorts at all, but we are going to be seeing at least some snow, at least across the high peaks of the Cascades and the Olympics as we head here into the next week or so. And you can see that right there, a ton of rain ahead for many of us here across western Washington. Wanted to show you this graphic right here, and we are quite a few days out from especially the heaviest of the rain that we're expecting. So some of this could shift and change to a certain degree, but I think high confidence of seeing a heavy amount of rain for most spots here as we head over the next 7-day period. So get ready for that and make sure to have the rain gear ready and nearby. All right, so we're going to be keeping an eye out for some of those king tides. And how does that really happen? Well, the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon kind of all align to help create this extra gravitational force here on the water. And that causes some of those tides to be just a bit higher here, especially during those high tide events for us. And we do have that next full or supermoon, as a matter of fact, coming in on the night of December the 4th. And these king tides, we're going to keep an eye out for them here over the next few days, the 4th through the 9th. So get ready for that, especially if you're out there along the coast. We're going to talk about those areas here in a second. But here's your forecast. A lot of rainy icons. Temperatures in the 40s again tomorrow for highs, but beyond that point, we're talking about 50s. This is looking like it's going to be a milder period, but really featuring just a lot of rain. Here's the push. Things looking cloudy, a few light showers out that way, better chances of rain as you head into the latter part of the night and into the day for tomorrow. And Westport down here, we're keeping an eye out for some showers too, but also for those king tides to make their face known, or at least make their force known. Our school net side up this way around Granite Falls, Mount Pilchuck off into the distance, kind of gloomy and ominous looking with some of the clouds wrapping around it. Our Tacoma camera blocking a lot of our view right now of Mount Rainier with the cloud coverage that you can see, and a lot of cloud coverage here around Seattle, although thin cloud coverage as the sun gets ready to set here early into this Wednesday evening. Temperatures right now holding pretty steady in the mid-40s. Again, this is going to be our coolest period, and we do expect numbers to drop tonight, but not by a whole lot. And the rain, well, that probably won't be heading in for most of us until after midnight, and then after that point we're going to expect that to start to pick on up. Here's radar. You can see things looking very quiet here as we show you as for the time being, but as we zoom out just a bit more, I did want to show that things are not looking to be all that active at all here, at least in the near term for many of us, as we're seeing a lot of that cloud deck well off of the coast. And here again, big picture showing you how we have the clouds moving up, and mainly up across parts of BC and heading up into more of southeast Alaska, but that moisture will be heading our way as we go later on into the night, and that's what's going to help to reduce more of the steadier showers that we're going to see heading on into the day on Thursday. All right, let's get back to these king tides and some of the coastal flooding we could see because of that. You can see for areas across more of the south coast, especially across Pacific County, where we have that coastal flood watch. Grays Harbor County going down to Pacific County. We're going to keep an eye out for moderate coastal flooding in some of those spots. And the farther north you go across Grays Harbor County and up across areas of the central coast, that's where we have a coastal flood advisory that's going to be in place. And main times for that will be late into tomorrow morning and heading into early tomorrow afternoon. So keep an eye out for that if you're out that way towards the coast at any point. But thankfully, no big powerful systems to really create more of a wave action to really exaggerate or to increase that water height at all. So here it is right here. You can see Futurecast as we head on into the night has those showers beginning to arrive closer to about 9 or 10 o'clock across some of our northern locations. We'll have a lot more of them to come as we get past midnight and into our morning commute. Heading into tomorrow, Thursday, 7 o'clock, it looks like it is going to be a wet start to the day. A little snow for the mountains. Not going to say we'll see a lot of it, but we'll have at least a little bit of that with that cooler air mass that's still around for us. For Thursday evening, here we are at 4 o'clock. Things drying out at least for a little while. Then here comes more rain with a system that is looking to be just a bit warmer. And that's going to help to produce some more moderate to heavier downpours, but also, too, you're seeing a lot less of that blue beginning to pop up this way across our passes. We saw a lot more of that widespread, but here you can see just more spots and patches of blue as opposed to seeing that a lot more widespread. So that's going to be with that wave coming in later tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and into the day on Friday as that milder air mass is going to be really picking temperatures up again, bringing highs back into the 50s for many of us here across the lowlands, seeing temperatures rising above freezing for those mountain passes. So okay travel for you if you're going to be heading up that way. And then just more rain to come even beyond that point. And this is going to be a trend that we'll just continue to see system after system helping to produce more rain after rain. And that's what's going to help to produce some more of those flooding concerns for us, especially once we head on into next week when it comes to some of our rivers, our streams, and our creeks. Right now, though, here over the next few days, we're talking about maybe another half an inch to an inch of rain for a lot of our spots. Now, the higher terrain will definitely see a little more, and across some of our northern locations, too, more readily available moisture will help to produce some higher amounts of that way, too. But with that being said, here it is. Again, looking at our snow levels, we're expecting those to stay generally around and above 5,000 feet, meaning that snow across our resorts going to be really tough to come by, and we're going to really keep a lot of that snow above the mountain passes. And while we're talking about that, let's show you how all of this is shaping up for us. Here we are late into the weekend. Another system comes through that helps to produce more rain here into the Pacific Northwest. We'll head on into Sunday. Here it is, another system pushing on through, helping to reduce some moderate to heavier rain. This one coming in Monday into Tuesday will be definitely more rich when it comes to moisture, and that is going to help to produce some of the higher totals that we're expecting Monday into Tuesday, and that will be one of the bigger rounds of rain that we're going to see. But it doesn't end there. You can see it kind of hangs around areas here in the Pacific Northwest, producing more rounds of steady rainfall. And that's going to hang with us throughout the rest of the day on Tuesday into Wednesday, even Thursday, looking like we're going to see more showers before that kind of lifts northward just a bit, heading on into late next work week by Friday, maybe giving us a slight break at that point. Now, what I'm showing you right here is the European model's expectation of how the snow amounts could equal out for us as we head on into the middle of next week. Wanted to give you a lot of just context to this. Quite a bit of this will be melting. We are going to see this lift a bit higher. So these numbers right here, not going to really tell you the entire picture, but where I think we might see just a bit more, and it probably will be a bit higher up this way around Mount Baker, where we could see a little more of that cool air kind of locking into the area quite a bit more. So I think this might be a good stretch of time for us there around the Mount Baker area. South of there, I think it's going to be tough to do to get any substantial or really noteworthy totals out of this as we head over the next week or so. So skiers and snowboarders, I know we want to see more of this. Plus, we need the snowpack too, and we like to build that up during this time of the year. As we get into the dry time of the year, we kind of need that to help to keep things nice and moist and also nice and damp up there as far as the vegetation to keep it from drying out as much. All right, so for tonight here, near term, lows dropping down into the upper 30s to low 40s. And then highs tomorrow, we'll get up to around the mid-40s around Blaine and in Orcas Island, and Anacortes up to 44, Mount Vernon reaching a high of 45. We'll see a high of 46 in Marysville, Coopville reaching 46 degrees, more mid-40s around Redmond and Issaquah, 46 in Enumclaw, Snoqualmie getting up to 45 degrees. The Pass getting up to 37. There you go. You can see that above the freezing point. Over the Kitsap Peninsula, seeing more mid-40s there. South Sound around areas such as Tacoma, Puyallup, more upper 40s for us in those locations. 46 in Castle Rock, low 50s out towards the coast, and it looks like that milder air will start to work its way in, so we'll be closer to the 50-degree mark around areas such as Forks and Claylock, Tahola, and in Ocean Shores, Hoquiam, reaching a high of 50 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, the rain is going to be with us, and it's going to be with us here to stay. So a lot more wet times than dry times as we head over the next 7-day stretch, and more of those milder temperatures too, as we'll see highs generally in the 50s. Lows not quite as chilly for you over the next few mornings. We'll be around the upper 30s tomorrow morning, but then it looks like we'll be more so in the 40s beyond that point. So this is kind of a, I guess, just a heads up as you get ready to head out into the next few days, that you're definitely going to want to have all the rain gear nearby. If you are too living by maybe a river, a stream, or a creek, that you could be noticing some of those water levels beginning to rise as we head on into next week. And we'll definitely try to fine tune this forecast for you. And another thing too, if you're out there towards the coast, just keep an eye out for some of those king tides. Could be the water could be on the high side. All right, everyone, we'll take care. Make sure to have a wonderful Wednesday night and a tremendous Thursday. We'll talk to you soon.